Joining me now is author and expert in international security, Dr. Max Abrahms. He's a professor of political science at Northeastern University. Max, the Biden White House is in the midst of multiple international crises. The president spoke earlier today.
American leadership is what holds the world together. American alliances is what keep us, America, safe. American values are what make us a partner that other nations want to work with. America is a beacon to the world. Still.
Max, in the speech, President Biden sought to link Hamas and their attack against Israel with Russian President Vladimir Putin and the invasion of Ukraine. What do you make of that?
I actually found this speech to be disappointing. This is an extremely important and scary time for the United States and around the world. And I was hoping for some more details. We really do need more clarity about what exactly is the U.S. role going to be in it with Israel and especially with Ukraine. What he tried to do is intertwine these two very different conflicts into the same speech, but these conflicts, although there are some interconnections in the sense that Iran, for example, is involved in both, but the conflicts are otherwise separate, and I very much hope they remain separate. But what's particularly confusing is that in the United States, the Republican Party is more skeptical about supporting Ukraine, and the Republican Party is more enthusiastic about supporting Israel. And the exact opposite is true for the Democratic Party. And so you're mixing and matching different conflicts as well as enthusiasm for the conflicts with different political constituencies. And overall, I did not find the speech to be clarifying.
Now, there have been widespread calls for a ceasefire in Israel. How realistic is that, Max?
It's completely unrealistic, and I think that it's also very unfair. Everyone needs to appreciate that there's a lot of variation in terrorist attacks, and this particular terrorist rampage was as egregious as you could possibly get. I've seen numbers of between 1,300 to 1,400 Israelis being slaughtered, door to door, families shot point blank, set on fire, over 200 hostages taken. This isn't just an unprecedented attack in Israeli history. This is an unprecedented kind of attack that we've ever seen anywhere around the world in the history of modern terrorism. So, of course, Israel is going to need to respond. Israel is not exaggerating when it says that it's surrounded by terrorist enemies. The same wasn't true, by the way, of the United States, which really did think after 9/11 that, there was going to be another shoe that will drop, that there will be more 9/11-like attacks, that, the United States dramatically overestimated the number of al-Qaeda terrorists who could credibly threaten the U.S. homeland. But Israel's situation is fundamentally different. It really is confronted with not just tens of thousands, but over 100,000 terrorists, not just in Gaza, but also in the West Bank, especially in Lebanon out of Hezbollah. And so Israel needs to go into Gaza. It needs to just completely degrade Hamas's terrorist capabilities. It needs to take down the Hamas terrorist government. It's not going to, permanently destroy the ideology. Israel will not kill every last Hamas member, and there will still be some Hamas attacks. But Israel is not in an elective war. This is a war that it must fight for its existence, and it will do so. And the point is not only to degrade Hamas militarily, but also to restore Israeli deterrence. So the many other Palestinian terrorist groups, like Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Al-Aqsa Martyrs, the Lion's Den, that they too are somewhat deterred, as well as to signal a message not only to Hezbollah, but also to Iran, that they will pay a heavy consequence if they tempt Israel and provoke Israel in similar fashion.
Dr. Abrahms, thank you so much for your time today.